I'm curious what everyone's top 3 travel destinations are. I'll give you a moment to think about that while I answer, because I see you all pondering, even though I'd sent them the topics in advance. My top 3 is... number 1 choice is Atlantis, particularly the water park. This is on Paradise Island in Nassau, the Bahamas. It's expensive and it's worth every penny. It's one of the few places on Earth that is better than the commercials. Commercials normally, you know, they shoot in a fisheye lens to make it all look big and, you know, it's only pristine and with the beautiful people and all this stuff. I saw those commercials and I went there and it was better than the commercials made it look. So plentiful floaties. Where are you going to get that in a water park? So for me, Atlantis is number 1. Number 2 is El Cid Marina Resort in Mazatlan. I love it. It's got my first ever swim up bar. It's got multiple pools, included food and drinks, and there's a water taxi that takes you from 2 sides of the resort. And on one side, if you go outside the resort area, you could do parasailing for an extra $40 US, which was an amazing experience. And then I guess my number 3 spot would have to be pretty much any cruise. Get yourself on a boat.
You're on a ship.
get on a ship, sorry. But yeah, get yourself on a ship. Pretty much any cruise. I mean, honorable mentions to lovely places like London, Paris, and Las Vegas. But honestly, for my money, I like these things largely because they're so stress-free, because they're all-inclusive, that you don't have to do a lot of work to go. You can just go. And that is, I don't know, as I get into my old age, is something I appreciate more and more.
I think for me, it would be Germany, specifically Munich and Stein. I have family that live there. I've gone to Munich probably about half a dozen times or so in my life. I haven't been in a really long time. And I've been feeling, the last year or so, I've been really, really, really nostalgic for it. I was even kind of waxing poetic about it last night at dinner. And after that, Honduras, because I get to see sloths.
I was thinking of putting that on my list, and I'm like, Mindy's going to have this. Yeah, it's going to be, it'll be mentioned.
And yeah, and like the Roatan, it's a really nice island, honestly. And
if you're not a huge fan of sidewalks, it's for you.
The port, the Carnival port specifically, is a really, really nice port. I haven't been to the Royal Caribbean, so I can't speak to that one.
Well, they messed it up not too long ago, as I understand it. Ship crashed right into it, so I couldn't speak to what... I've never been, but it's not high on my list right now. But I don't know if they fixed it up yet.
I've yet to have a negative experience at Roatan. Granted, I've only been twice, but both experiences have impressed me immensely.
I had a good time there in the rain.
And the first time my sister and I went to see monkeys and toucans and black iguanas that you can only see in Roatan.
We got videos of the monkeys.
And this last time we went to see more monkeys and sloths, which was like a lifelong dream of mine. And I kind of almost went full on Kristen Bell.
Videos coming soon.
It was actually really cute because my mom was getting so emotional over me getting emotional, which was making me more emotional. It was a very, very cute moment. Actually, I think that specific moment was probably my favorite moment of the whole thing. And then I think my third one would be Orlando as a whole.
Orlando's lovely.
Orlando's great. There's Port Canaveral close by, which was
awesome.
The last time we went to Orlando, we were fortunate enough to actually see a shuttle launch, which was...
It was a satellite
indescribable.
launch.
It was a satellite launch, yeah, and it was indescribable. The sound, it was just pure power, and it was like Universal Studios is so much fun. I absolutely love it. And we went to Sleuths, which is probably one of my favorite restaurants, and it's this wonderful mystery dining experience, and the dinner theater, and their actors are fantastic. And then we got to go to Nassau, and we got to see the VAB, which is like the biggest of big buildings.
Yeah, that's for height,
and that's
and we weren't able to go inside of it, but we got to see it.
And it's again cool. Like you can describe how large it is, and you can see how large it is, but you still have no concept of how large it is. It's so big that weather forms inside the building because it is so large.
Yeah, it has its own
because you have to think about it. They have to build shuttles. They have to build the shuttles in there, so it has to be large enough for a shuttle to fit in and get out.
Including the booster.
And so it's So I think those would probably be my top 3.
John, have you ever seen a satellite launch?
No,
It is just like the end of the Inner Light.
I've seen it.
It freaked me right the hell out.
Yeah, brilliant is definitely one of the words I would use.
Yeah, it was bright.
So my top 3, the UK. I love London.
I knew you'd put London on the list. That's why I didn't waste one of my spots on it.
These are in no particular order.
Yeah.
And of all the spots I've been to in Europe, I liked London the most.
London is really
it felt like home.
I call it the dessert of Europe.
Yeah. Then, of course, my leanings to go to a more exotic side. Going to the other side of the pond, Singapore.
I would love to go to Singapore.
Singapore was an amazing time.
So jealous.
The place is huge. The food is outstanding.
Yeah, I bet.
The culture is amazing. Law is a little bit draconian.
But that's the word.
But I don't exactly mind that because I'm not a huge lawbreaker anymore.
Anymore. Like that.
And the last one on the list is Dubai.
Yeah,
I knew you'd say Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai is unlike any place I've ever been ever. It's such a unique place to be. Even just you can spend part of your morning, dune bugging through the desert and smoking shisha with camels, and then your afternoon skiing down an indoor man-made ski hill. Yeah. And then spend late afternoon racing supercars around a track.
The Ferrari world, yeah.
And then spend your night at a movie theater with a regular North American English movie,
I'm surprised you didn't mention the Wild Wadi Water Park.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Because you've talked about it many times.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I think in the world that might take down Atlantis. I would love to do a head-to-head comparison of that one day.
Yeah, the Wild Wadi Water Park was pretty amazing. It's beside that 7-star hotel that looks like a giant sail.
A sail? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's. Man, you don't go down slides. You go up them. They jet you around.
Atlantis has a little bit of that.
There's lazy rivers everywhere. There's slides you get around the park that way. They give you wristbands that you can load on with money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So throughout the park, there's places where you can get refreshments. You can rent different types of equipment if you want to go snorkeling around. They have a huge wave pool there, and you just swipe your little wristband. And when I was there, they were new. They were just introducing them. Yeah. So they said everybody who tries it gets tickets to a movie.
Oh, nice, for the beta test.
Yeah. So I tried it. It worked. Any money left over at the end of the day, they just give back to you.
Yeah, that's probably common.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Sail and Sign card on the Carnival Cruise
there
Ship.
is literally no negatives for me doing this, and I want to see a movie that night. So I saw Spider-Man.
Awesome.
Which Spider-Man?
The first.
Oh, okay.
Because it was new then.
Okay.
It was 2002, right? So
Sure. Just making sure it wasn't 3. Yeah. Because then it was you got a raw deal.
Yeah.
I want my free movie ticket back.
And at the time, it was amazing.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a lot of fun. Dubai and Singapore, both places I absolutely want to check out, especially Singapore.
I should say that Singapore won out, in my mind, for the Asian cities only narrowly over Hong Kong and Tokyo.
Really?